Good morning and welcome back to day 7 of your English class. For today's class, we will first go back to the previous class comprehension and check on our answers, and then we will move on to a new comprehension. Let's get started. Here are your answers to the previous class comprehension. Now I hope everyone have done their work. Take out your notebook, open your notebook and check on the answers. Question number 1. Where did the donkey tumble and what happened to the salt? Answer. The donkey tumbled down the stream and the salt bag fell into the water. Question number 2. What did the salt seller decide to do with the donkey? The salt seller decided to teach a lesson to the donkey. Correct? Very good. Question number 3. Give a suitable title for the story. Now here, again the question is asking you to make a title for the story. And here I have a title, The Salt Seller and His Donkey. Now just remember that your title have to be short and simple. And if you have the same title as mine here, that's good. If you have a different and a much more interesting title, then that's much better. So whatever you have written for the title, leave it as it is. Question number 4. What is the moral of the story? Now here the question is asking you, what do you think is the story trying to teach us? Here I've written, the moral of the story is luck won't favor always. It might be the same as yours, it might not be. This is an open question, so you have the right to make up your own moral for the story. Okay, children? Question number 5. Give the past form of the following words. Here you'll need to pick the words from the passage like we did in the previous comprehension exercises. Number A, start. The past form for start is started. Number B, load. The past form for load is loaded. Number C, learn. The past form for learn is learned. I hope everyone got their past form answers correct. Question number 6. Make a sentence with the word given below. Trick. Now here you will need to make a sentence using the word trick. Now if your sentence is from outside the passage, that's fine. You can make out any type of sentences. Okay? And if you have taken a sentence from the passage, and that also is fine, like I did here. The donkey started to play a trick to his master. Just make sure your sentence is correct. Okay, children, I hope everyone got their answers correct. Everyone check carefully the spellings, the formation of sentence, and make sure you write neatly and nicely. Like I said in the beginning, today we will do another new comprehension. By now, I hope everyone is clear about the concept of comprehension and the steps you need to remember while doing a reading comprehension. Now remember that comprehension means understanding. In every comprehension exercise, you will be given a passage which will be followed by some set of questions. If you read the passage clearly, you will get all the answers for the questions, which will improve your reading skills, your writing skills, and which shows that you have a very good understanding skills. So take these comprehension exercises very seriously. Do all the exercises excitedly, because this is a chance to boost up your vocabulary, your writing, and your speaking skills as well. If you are good with your comprehension exercise, or if you are having a strong comprehension skills, it will help you with your other subjects as well. Here is your passage. I will read out the passage. I want you to listen carefully and attentively as I read. Read the passage below and answer the questions that follow. A farmer looking for a source of water for his farm bought a well from his neighbor. The neighbor was cunning and refused to let the farmer take water from the well. On asking why, he replied, "I sold the well to you, not the water," and walked away. The distraught farmer didn't know what to do. So he went to Birbal, a clever man and one of the 9 courtiers of Emperor Akbar, for a solution. The emperor called the farmer and his neighbor and asked why the man was not letting the farmer draw water from the well. The cunning man said the same thing again. "I sold the well, not the water, so he cannot take my water." To this, Birbal replied, "Oh, that sounds fine to me, but if you have not sold the water and the water is yours, then you have no business keeping your water in his well. Remove the water or use it up immediately. If not, the water will belong to the owner of the well." Realizing that he's been tricked and taught his lesson, the man apologized and left. That was a short and a simple passage, which I think most of you might have already got the idea of the passage or what the passage is trying to teach us from your first reading. But before we move on to our reading skills, let's first look at these 3 words that I picked out, which I want you to understand. I'm sure most of you have already seen these words and have already come across these words, but let's refresh our memory, okay? The first word here is cunning. Cunning means clever. And in this passage, we see that there was a cunning neighbor. Now, can you make a sentence using the word cunning? Very good. Now here is my sentence. A fox is more cunning than any other animal. Next word, distraught. Distraught here means worried and upset. When you are worried or upset about something, you are distraught. Can you make another sentence using the word distraught? Very good. Here's my sentence. You were too distraught to speak. Like sometimes when we are too worried or when we are too upset about something, we cannot even utter a word. So, you were too distraught to speak. Got it? Moving on to the next word, realizing. Realizing here means become fully aware. When you are fully aware of something going on, or when you are aware of something, that means you realize. Realizing. Now, using the word realizing, I want you to make another sentence. Go ahead. Very good, children. Here's my sentence. She jumped into the water, realizing it was deep. So she jumped into the water, realizing, fully aware that it was deep. Alright, now I hope you understood the meaning of all this sentence. Meaning of all these words. Now we will go back and read the passage again, and keep in mind the meaning of these words, as this will help you in understanding the passage much more better. Okay, children? Now we will work on our reading skills. This time I want you to read the passage along with me. We'll read slowly, and then we will try to understand the story as well. I will ask you to read the passage on your own, then I will explain the story. Okay, children, get ready to read the passage along with me. Let's start. A farmer looking for a source of water for his farm bought a well from his neighbor. The neighbor was cunning and refused to let the farmer take water from the well. On asking why, he replied, "I sold the well to you, not the water," and walked away. The distraught farmer didn't know what to do, so he went to Birbal, a clever man and one of the 9 courtiers of Emperor Akbar, for a solution. Very good. Now I want you to read by yourself, and please make sure to make a slight pause every time you see a punctuation. Okay? Now go ahead and read. Very good, children. Now let's look at this paragraph. In the first paragraph of the passage, we see that there is a farmer who bought a well from his neighbor. Now the neighbor was a cunning man. Cunning means clever. Yes. He only sold him the well and not the water which was inside the well. And on asking why, the cunning neighbor said, "I sold the well to you, not the water." And then the farmer didn't know what to do. He was worried and upset, and he went to Birbal. Birbal was a clever man and one of the 9 courtiers of Emperor Akbar. Courtiers here means who was one of the advisors of the emperor. So he went to Birbal to get a solution. Now let's read again. Read along with me. The emperor called the farmer and his neighbor and asked why the man was not letting the farmer draw water from the well. The cunning man said the same thing again. "I sold the well, not the water, so he cannot take my water." Now read on your own. Very good. Now here in the second paragraph, we see that the neighbor and the farmer were called by the emperor, and then the emperor asked the cunning man why he was not letting the farmer draw water from the well. And then he replied, "I sold the well, not the water, so he cannot take my water." He said the same thing to the emperor here. Let's continue to read together again. To this, Birbal replied, "All that sounds fine to me, but if you have not sold the water and the water is yours, then you have no business keeping your water in his well. Remove the water or use it up immediately. If not, the water will belong to the owner of the well. Realizing that he's been tricked and taught his lesson, the man apologized and left. Now, children, read by yourself. Alright, very good. Now here in the last paragraph, Birbal gave them the solution. He said, well, that sounds fine to me, but if you have not sold the water and the water is yours, then you have no business keeping your water in his well. He first said that if you have not sold the water and the water is yours, if you're still saying that the water is yours, then you have no business keeping your water in his well. And then he firmly said, remove the water or use it up immediately. If not, the water will belong to the owner of the well. He asked the cunning neighbor to remove the water or he can just use it up immediately. If he don't do that, all the water will belong to the owner of the well. Now realizing that he's been tricked, he taught his lesson. The man apologized and left. The man said sorry and then he left. Alright, so now I hope everyone understood the passage. Here are a set of questions. Before we go and search for the answers, I want you to check on the questions first, go through the questions. Here you also have to understand the question, okay? You also have to understand what exactly is the question asking you. Here we have question number 1. What did the farmer buy from his neighbor? Now that is simple. Question number 2. What did the neighbor tell the farmer? Question number 3. How did Birbal solve the problem? Question number 4. Give a suitable title for the story. Question number 5. What is the moral of the story? Now let's go back to question number 1. Question number 1. What did the farmer buy from his neighbor? Now children, I want you to go back to the passage and find out the answers. Go ahead. Got the answer? Now I want you to write it down in your notebook. Start. Next question. Question number 2. What did the neighbor tell the farmer? Now in the story, I hope you remember that the neighbor said something to the farmer. Go back to the passage, find out your answer, and then come back to write your answers. Got the answer? Now write it down. Question number 3. How did Birbal solve the problem? Now these two, farmer and the neighbor, they went to Birbal to get their problem solved. Now, what exactly did Birbal did to solve the problem? Go on and look for your answer. Got it? Excellent. Alright, now write down your answer. Take your time. Make sure your sentence formation are correct. Check on your spellings. Alright, moving on to the fourth question. Give a suitable title for the story. Now here you have to come up with your own title like we did in the previous class. Just make your title short and simple. Done? Alright. Question number 5. What is the moral of the story? Now on writing the moral of a story, you might need to go back and read the story and try to come up with a very good moral, what the story is trying to teach you. Find out, children. Got it? Very good. I hope everyone got the answers to these 5 questions. And now let's move on. Question number 6. Find the synonyms of the following words. Now synonyms means words that have the same meaning. Words that are different but having the same or similar meaning. You have to pick the words from the passage. The answers are in the passage. Number 1, intelligent. Now go back to the passage and try to find out the synonym, a word which have the same meaning as intelligent. Got it? Very good. Second, say sorry. Here we have the phrase say sorry. Now go back to the passage and find out a word which have the same meaning as the phrase say sorry. Did you get that? Very good. Now children, I want you to be very careful with your spellings. Okay? Be very careful with your spellings. Check with the passage. Moving on to the next question, question number 7. Make a sentence with the word given below. Here we have the word honor. Now I want you to make a sentence using the word honor. In this question, you can answer outside the passage as well. You can make your own sentence or you can pick up a word from the passage. It's up to you. Make a sentence with the word honor. Go ahead. Done? Alright, very good. Now children, you have been very attentive and this is a very nice class. Now I want you to go back to the passage, read each and every lines carefully to help you with your reading skills, to boost up your vocabulary, and check on the spellings of your answers. And please make sure you write neatly and nicely in Ware Foster. Okay children? I hope you enjoyed the class. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.